The movie begins with Stanley Ipkiss, a shy and luckless romantic working as a clerk in an edge city bank. He leads a miserable life, constantly being belittled and bullied by his boss, Raj, who never misses an opportunity to remind Stanley of his lowly position. Even his landlady, Mrs. Peenman, finds pleasure in making his life difficult. To make matters worse, the car mechanics take advantage of his lack of confidence, often charging him exorbitant prices for repairs. Despite the constant mistreatment, Stanley manages to find solace in his loyal fox terrier, Milo, and his only friend at work, Charlie, who offers him words of encouragement. Stanley's existence is one of unfulfilled dreams and missed opportunities, as he struggles to break free from the shackles of his monotonous life. After that, we see that the city is under the control of ruthless gangster Dorian Tyrell. Tyrell owns and operates the extravagant Coco Bongo nightclub, where the wealthy and influential gather to indulge in their vices. However, behind his flamboyant facade, Tyrell is secretly plotting to overthrow his boss, Nico, and seize control of Edge City's criminal underworld. With his power and influence, Tyrell is feared by many, and those who dare to cross him often meet a grim fate. One fateful day, Tyrell hatches a plan to rob Stanley's bank. He sends his beautiful singer girlfriend, Tina Carlisle, to gain inside information by posing as a customer. Unknown to Stanley, Tina is a pawn in Tyrell's game, planted in the bank with a hidden camera to gather intelligence. Little does Tyrell know that this encounter will forever change Stanley's life. Stanley goes about his mundane existence, as he becomes smitten with Tina, who reciprocates his affection. Their connection offers Stanley a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness that surrounds him. His life takes an unexpected turn that night, when he stumbles upon a mysterious wooden mask near the city's filthy harbor. Initially mistaking it for a drowning man, Stanley picks up the mask and takes it home as a curious keepsake. Little does he know the power and mischief that lie dormant within this seemingly innocent object. In the quiet solitude of his apartment, Stanley jokingly puts on the mask, not realizing that it holds supernatural abilities. To his astonishment, the mask wraps itself around his head, transforming him into a wacky, green-headed figure known as the Mask. As the Mask, Stanley experiences a radical shift in personality, becoming a charismatic and mischievous trickster with reality-bending powers. The once timid Stanley now finds himself unleashed, free from the inhibitions that held him back. With his newfound confidence, the Mask seeks revenge on his tormentors, finding imaginative and comical ways to make them pay for their mistreatment. Stanley's boss, Raj, becomes the primary target of the Mask's pranks, as he relishes in turning the tables on the man who once wielded power over him. From outrageous pranks to wild antics, the Mask brings chaos and hilarity to Edge City, striking fear into the hearts of those who once oppressed him. However, wearing the mask comes with consequences. The next day, Stanley encounters Lieutenant Kellaway, a world-weary detective, and Peggy Brandt, a relentless newspaper reporter. Both are hot on the trail of the mysterious vigilante known as the Mask. Kellaway suspects Stanley's involvement and begins to unravel the truth behind the recent string of bizarre events in the city. Despite the growing threats and the knowledge that he is being hunted by Kellaway and Tyrell's goons, Stanley finds it increasingly difficult to resist the temptation of wearing the mask again. The allure of its power and the desire to impress Tina prove overwhelming. Succumbing to his desires, Stanley once again puts on the mask, plunging himself into another night of mischief and mayhem. Desperate for money to attend Tina's performance at the Coco Bongo, the Mask interrupts Tyrell's bank robbery, effortlessly outsmarting Tyrell's henchmen. In a series of comical and chaotic events, the Mask steals the targeted money, leaving Tyrell and his crew in disarray. The Coco Bongo becomes the backdrop for the Mask's grand entrance, where he rocks the joint with Tina, captivating the crowd with their electrifying dance routine. The once timid Stanley now commands the stage, embodying a confidence he never knew existed. However, the night takes a dark turn when Tyrell, called away by Sweet Eddie, discovers the Mask's presence at the Coco Bongo. Confronting the Mask, Tyrell shoots off a part of his tie, exposing Stanley's distinctive pajamas beneath the Mask's illusion. In a thrilling escape, the Mask eludes Tyrell's clutches, leaving him frustrated and hungry for revenge. As events unfold, Kellaway closes in on Stanley's true identity, discovering clues that link him to the Mask. He confronts Stanley at his apartment, just as Stanley makes a shocking discovery. In his closet, he finds all the stolen bank money, revealing that the Mask's actions had unintended consequences. With the weight of the truth bearing down on him, Stanley seeks guidance from Arthur Newman, an expert on masks. Arthur enlightens Stanley about the Mask's origins, explaining that it is a depiction of Loki, the Norse god of darkness and mischief. Despite the mounting danger and the pursuit of both Tyrell and Kellaway, Stanley finds a newfound strength within himself. He decides to stand up to his boss, taking charge of his own destiny and arranging a meeting with Tina at the local landfill park. Hoping to win her heart and prove that he is more than just the mask, Stanley faces his fears head-on. But the meeting with Tina doesn't go as planned. The mask's advances scare Tina, causing her to flee in fear. To make matters worse, Lt. Kellaway arrives, determined to capture the mask and bring him to justice. In a thrilling chase, the mask toys with the enraged officer, luring him into a trap. Seizing the opportunity, the mask tricks a large group of Edge City police officers into joining him. In a mass performance production of the song Cuban Pete, the once oppressed Stanley revels in his newfound freedom, using his abilities to bring joy and laughter to those around him. However, the joy is short-lived as Peggy, Stanley's supposed ally, betrays him for a $50,000 mob bounty offered by Tyrell. In a cruel twist of fate, Tyrell gets his hands on the mask and succumbs to its dark powers. Transforming into a demonic monster, Tyrell demands to know the whereabouts of the stolen money. Meanwhile, Stanley finds himself in one of the mob cars, a prisoner in his own predicament. In a desperate turn of events, Tina is forcefully taken by Orlando, one of Tyrell's henchmen, as Tyrell plans a raid on a charity ball at the Coco Bongo. The ball is attended by the city's elite, including Mayor Mitchell Tilton. With Nico out of the picture, Tyrell sees this as an opportunity to solidify his power. Inside the Coco Bongo, chaos ensues as Tyrell engages in a gunfight, ultimately killing Nico. Determined to save Tina and put an end to Tyrell's reign, Stanley, with the help of Milo, manages to break out of jail and heads to the club. Arriving at the Coco Bongo, Stanley implores Lt. Kellaway to call for backup, aware that they are outnumbered. Armed with his own gun, Stanley sneaks into the club, ready to confront Tyrell and rescue Tina. With the help of his friend Charlie, Stanley initiates a brief period of success, thwarting Tyrell's henchmen with his wit and charm. However, their luck runs out as Stanley is spotted by Orlando, who captures him before he can make a significant impact. Tina, realizing that the mask holds the key to defeating Tyrell, tricks him into removing it. Milo, ever the loyal companion, seizes the opportunity to snatch the mask away. With the mask in his possession, Milo undergoes a bizarre transformation, becoming a cartoonish pit bull with powers of his own. The tables turn as Milo single-handedly defeats Tyrell's remaining men, freeing Stanley from Orlando's clutches. Stanley, now maskless, faces Tyrell in an epic battle for control. Using his wit and physical prowess, Stanley manages to subdue Tyrell and recover the mask once more. In a final act of heroism, Stanley swallows Tyrell's bomb, saving Tina from certain destruction. With Tyrell defeated, Stanley flushes him down the drain of the club's ornamental fountain. As the police arrive to arrest Tyrell's henchmen, Mayor Mitchell Tilton witnesses the entire sequence of events, deducing Tyrell's true identity as the mask. Acknowledging Stanley's heroism, the mayor orders Lt. Kellaway to release him from custody. Stanley, Tina, Charlie, and Milo make their escape, leaving the chaos of the Coco Bongo behind. The story concludes with a touching scene at the harbor where Stanley, Tina, Milo, and Charlie gather to bid farewell to the mask. As the sun rises, symbolizing a new beginning, Stanley and Tina throw the mask back into the water, letting go of its power and influence. In a moment of shared vulnerability, they share their first kiss, a testament to their journey of self-discovery and love. Meanwhile, Charlie's attempts to retrieve the mask are thwarted when Milo swims away with it, humorously hinting at further adventures to come. Thus, Stanley Ipkiss's transformation from a luckless clerk to a confident hero ultimately taught him the value of being true to oneself, embracing personal strength, and finding love in unexpected places. The mask became a symbol of liberation for Stanley, unlocking his hidden potential and transforming his life in ways he could never have imagined.